Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Dairoku, just continuing Hiro's route. And the last part we talked to the dude, Kaneda's son. Kaneda? No way. Who's coming to see the Ningyo, and who's kind of a fucking tool. And by kind of a fucking tool, I mean like a raging fucking tool. So, anyway. A few hours later, I returned to Nakakuni, heading straight to Chief Tokiwa. I see. Like father, like son, huh? He seems a bit problematic, right? You sure you'll be okay? Sammy, who was there to discuss another matter with the chief, furrowed his brow after hearing my report. Yes, although I do feel he has the capacity to be more understanding than his father. He has no knowledge of Ayakashi, but he seems to like them. After my explanation, he spoke in a much more respectful way about the Ayakashi. Good effort there, Spacey. If that's the case, I think we'll be able to have them meet without making things uncomfortable for the Ayakashi. And after hearing your report, he doesn't seem to be scheming. We were worried about that. Maybe he really does want to be an artist. Still, we can't let our guard down, right? But I bet you're still tense after meeting him. Right. I really just want the Ayakashi to enjoy the event. I'm really sorry to have dragged you into this. Oh, that reminds me. Did you ask what the Ningyo wanted back in exchange? Oh, yes. It seems they'd like some accessories to wear, so here's a list of what they want. I handed over a dossier I prepared, and the faces of Chief Tokiwa and Sammy stiffened in unison. These are expensive. I'll say. Right. Well, as compensation for their trouble, I guess it's okay. Tokiwa's like, there goes my yacht. I don't get my bonus this year. It's coming out of my pocket. No, I'm just guessing. I think this is the first time I'd seen the chief look so troubled. Look, he is sweating. Still, I'm sure Chief Tokiwa cares so much about the Ayakashi as he's trying to come to terms with the request. Same went for Sammy and Yakumo and any of the other Ayakashimori. Dazai, why aren't you color changing? I have my lights on up here in my loft. I finally started putting things up, and like I have my Chuya light, and I got a new Dazai light, like a little LED kind of light, before I moved, and I was like, ha ha ha, that'll be for my new house, and I finally plugged him in, but Chuya is on the fade, where he's just cycling through all the colors, and Dazai is just like, basically white. It's like a pale blue. He's just chilling. He's not changing colors. That's whatever. That much is obvious for anyone who tried to build relationships with the Ayakashi, who remain misunderstood by those who don't know them. So, I'm sure it'll be fine. We were resolute in our mission to protect the Ayakashi. Even Kaneda's son would have to see our ways to refrain from harming them. With that in mind, I awaited the day of the event. Next chapter, day of the event, or next section anyway. Oh, nope. Hi! We're up here! You should come out and play! A little bird down there chirping away. Calling out, trying to find Neelix, who's sitting with me. Chapter 6, slowly changing. Oh, we're at chapter 6 already! Yeah, because I think we were in chapter 5 in the last part, so anyway. The day after speaking with Kaneda's son in the real world, I arrived at Amawa Mansion with posters for the event in hand. A drinking contest. Yes, a contest where all of Sakuratani's sake gourmands, like Oni and Kappa, gather together to see who can hold their drink the best. I feel like that's asking for trouble, but sure. Uh-huh. Oh, he looks kind of happy. As I thought, it seems like he took a bit of interest. I'm worried he'll just sit there alone drinking by himself, but drinks might be fine if there's a chance he'll engage with everyone else. Well, that sounds nice. Right? I'll be in my room, so bring me just the sake, then I'll participate. That's not really participating, you know? Heh. Hiro gives a quiet laugh at my retort. Was that supposed to be a joke? I'd be happy if he could participate, though. Also, about the inspector I mentioned the other day, he said he'd be happy so long as he can see any Ningyo. We'll go through the motions of showing him around Sakuratani, but after he sees the dance competition, we'll have him leave. I don't really care. If he could leave soon, it's just one less pain to worry about. Right. I think we'll be going through Amatsuna before reaching the Field of Autumn Leaves, and then show him around the mansion. Is that okay? And what would you do if I told you that it wasn't? Well, I'd try and guide the conversation so he shows as little interest as possible in Amawa Mansion and the Shirei. You think that'll work? Well, not that I care. If he's trouble, I'll have Takao handle it. You're making me deal with it, aren't you? Takao just like, I'll have Takao deal with it. All of a sudden you just busted. You were talking about me and you're making me do shit, aren't you? I just know it. My ears were ringing. Takao has no idea what we were talking about. He just knows we were talking about him somehow. Takao, who was playing shogi with another crow tengu, talked back at Hiro, who laid on his side. Oh no, he heard us. He was fully right there. You're making me deal with it? Not, aren't you? That's not even a question. He just said he was going to make you do it. With no rebuttal, Hiro lazily rolled over. I'm sorry, Takao. I'll try and make sure we're as little of a bother as possible. Oh, well, don't worry about it. It's fine. If he looks like a punk, I'll give him a bit of a scare so he doesn't do anything too crazy. I love how Hiro's like, Takao will do with it. I'll fucking do what? And then we're like, I'm sorry, Takao. Nah, it's cool, Spacey. I know it's just the way I'm reading him, but I mean, he's just so aggressive with Hiro sometimes. The fuck? And then, nah, it's cool, Spacey. I love how he flips like that. I love him so much. Just how much of a scare does he mean, I wonder? Takao and I might have different definitions of what a punk is. Takao, if you mess things up, she'll get blamed for it, you know. Huh? I won't mess anything up, sheesh. Actually, never mind. Who knows what Takao will do? It's annoying, but I'll see him. Huh? Really? You'll do it? I'll just kick him out if he's a punk. That's exactly what Takao just said! Though I could only smile nervously in response, I was happy that Hiro acted like a shirei. No, Takao was like, I'll scare him, as in, like, he's probably gonna actually do something terrifying. And Hiro was like, I'll just kick him out and be like, you need to leave. It's different. You need to leave versus, like, I'm going to, like, bitch slap the fuck out of you. I don't even know what Takao would do to scare him, but, like, I'm just saying. My eyes met with Takao's, who nodded to celebrate this sweet moment. All right, I'll be looking forward to your help. By the way, I'm about to hang up the new flyers for the event around town. Want to join, Hiro? No. No good, huh? I'd hoped he'd actually come since things were moving along so smoothly just now. But Hiro seems much different from before, so I guess there's no need to rush things. All right, then I'll be looking forward to the moment you win the drinking contest, Hiro. I didn't say I'd participate. Yes, and I'm not saying that's what I heard you say, but I'm still looking forward to it, so I just wanted to tell you that. I didn't say I'd participate, and I didn't say that I heard you say that you'd participate. Without saying a word, Hiro rolled over, facing his back to me. Now then, I guess I should head into town. I left the room and went out to the hallway. Another set of footprints chased after me. Wait, Spacey! Takao? What is it? Hiro told me you probably couldn't do it alone and that I should go help you. Hiro did? Thank you very much. I guess you've got some more work pushed on you again. Yeah, I guess. Although, I guess it's progress. He's not being forced to do things I tell him to, but is actually telling me to do things now. I'm sure you're having a good influence on him. So as long as you keep getting him to go out, I'll let the Uchiwa issue slide, okay? That's right. I'm sorry, I still haven't properly apologized to you about that. It's fine. I'm sure Hiro would figure out what I was doing and complain to Tamamo. Still, I really do hope you'll keep bringing him out. I've been trying at it for a few hundred years now, and I'm all out of ideas. Right. Takao's been worried all this time about Hiro. Come to think of it, I saw this in Hiro's file at the office. Takao followed Hiro when he came to Sakuratani. In the past, Takao often challenged Hiro to fight, so he may have come just to compare his strength with Hiro's. I guess, after watching him for a while, you just can't let Hiro be. I think I hold a similar sentiment, so that's why I felt like I thought of Takao as something of a comrade. What? Oh, nothing! It made me glad too. I'd love nothing more than for Hiro to leave the house and smile once in a while. I just wish he'd act more like a Shirei, okay? Takao's blushing like, I didn't say that. Oh my god, Takao, am I stealing your boyfriend? Wait, this is a throuple thing. I'm just gonna go with that. Look. Takao comes with the territory, just like Coco came with Shiratsuki, alright? We get it. This is a pair deal. I don't give a shit what this game is trying to tell me otherwise, okay? I'm interpreting this my own way. So Takao is a package deal. That's fine. I guess Takao's embarrassed. My chest grew warm thinking how Takao and I were getting a little friendlier because my distance with Hiro was closing in. You're like, I am so happy we're getting close to Takao. Me too. Well, I mean, Hiro kind of needs like a wingman because every once in a while you'd be like, Hiro, I need to have some attention from my boyfriend. He's like, let Takao do it. And you're like, all right. I'm not going to say no to that. And that should do it. I gave a big stretch after posting the last flyer. We're done! Takao, thank you so much for your help. You made it so I didn't have to visit the Field of Autumn Leaves. I can fly after all. No worries. Oh, also, before you go, head back to Hiro's room. Huh? Hiro's room? Yeah, I was asked to relay the message on my way out. I bet he's waiting, so stop by. All right. I wonder what he wants. It felt strange, but I think this was the first time Hiro asked me to come to him. I just hope he doesn't ask me to clean his room again. I was like, oh my god, we're making progress. He wants to see me instead of me forcing myself on him. That sounded inappropriate. And now she's like, I hope he doesn't make me clean. Oh. Oh. I visited Hiro as requested and found him sitting upright and not on his side. Were you waiting for me? Huh? Oh, well, Takao said you told me to tell him... Wait. Takao said you told him to tell me to come here after finishing with the flyers. So I thought you were waiting for me. Not really. I was sleeping earlier. I just happened to wake up just now. Right, of course. I thought as much. That's too bad. Huh? What do you mean it's too bad? Huh? Well, I'm not sure. I had to stave off feelings of disappointment because I was almost happy Hiro asked for me. I wonder why, though. I should be able to tell him to his face that the situation embarrassed me, but I kept it to myself. I called you because I have business with you. I wanted to give you this. With that, Hiro handed me what looked like a bracelet with strange colors somewhere between bronze and silver. It's our engagement bracelet. We got one from Shiratsuki, too. What is... Oh, that's pretty. Look at it. It's got little bells. It looks like it's got little bells. Oh. I heard a vibrant ringing from the round ornament fixed in the bracelet. I realized it was a bell, so it is a bell. I wasn't crazy. You know, I think it's because I heard the dingling quietly. It's a Kushiro bell. I ring it, and I'll be able to hear it regardless of where you are, and you can call me to you. But every time I move, I'm going to be ringing, and he's going to be like, what do you want? I was just talking with my hands. I can't... We're missing a couple. Oh, wait. Ah, there we go. Kushiro bell. A bell that can call the giver of the bell to its receiver. It's shaped like a bracelet. So would I just put it in my pocket then? Maybe I'm not supposed to wear it. If anything happens, ring this. I'll come to you right away. You will? You'll come to wherever I am. Yeah. It's an annoying precaution. There's a human you don't know who'll be here, and you're weak and powerless. Aww, you're worried about me. It's so cute. So I'm giving it to you just for now. Once the event is over, hand it right back. Oh, I have to give it back, I guess. For a moment, I was so moved because I thought it was a gift, but then he revealed it was only for the event. Another disappointment. But it was still a big deal, wasn't it? Now I can summon Hiro whenever I want. Thank you. This is a big help. If something happens, I'll use it then. Yeah. Hmm? Puzzled, I tilted my head at Hiro as he spoke. What is it? Once this event is over, I could see you still sticking your nose everywhere. It'd be a pain for us to hand it off each and every time. As long as you're still weak, I'll be on call. If I keep getting called, I won't be able to nap. Hiro crosses his arms, seemingly deep in thought. After a brief moment, he nodded to himself. All right, I'll test you real good later on. If you can land a hit on me, then that'll prove you're not weak, and I'll let you keep it. Really? If you're stronger, you won't have to rely on me as much. Yeah, then it's fine. That'd be the least trouble. He's like, I should let you keep it, but like only if you can fight me. So cute. I see. So that's his plan. I don't think I could land a punch. You promise? You promise. You promise? Hiro was acting out of self-preservation, a veiled attempt to skirt responsibility, but deep in there I could tell he was actually concerned. He might actually believe that I'm useless, but I'll have to take what I can get. When we first met, Hiro barely responded when I spoke to him, but now he engages with me in conversation. He even looks out for me. I'll land a punch. That's a promise, right? Yeah, a Tengu can't go back on his promise. I guess I can trust you then. Oh, but would showing signs of improvement, even if I don't land the punch, count for you? No. I thought as much. I was disappointed either way. Don't give up before you begin. Letting go, Chapter 6. Depending on your level of effort, I might change my mind. You're like, if I tried real hard, but I didn't manage to punch you, no. But maybe. Really? You better not be getting my hopes up. Getting your hopes up? Interesting. You're that happy to be able to call me to you? And now we're blushing. Aww. Does he have to ask me so directly? It was strange. All I had to do was answer in the affirmative, but I couldn't find the words. It's unusual for you to be the one who's quiet. Normally you never stop talking. You haven't told me recently to be quiet. Oh, right. He really used to annoy me. I couldn't stand it, but I've gotten used to it. Thanks, I think. Oh. As he spoke, Hiro grazed my cheek with his hand. Wow, what? Well, just do your best. The cold and somewhat stiff back of his hand brushed twice against my cheek. Look at the look he's giving us, that sly look like, hey, brushing our cheek. What the? That? Hello? Hiro smiled happily, and although I knew this was just his way of showing another how close he was, I got so nervous I almost stopped breathing. What's wrong? Nothing! I was sure I was making another weird face. Hiro looked at me, puzzled. Of course, he withdrew his hand from me. Felt a bit of relief and still a bit of anxiety about the situation. What's wrong with me? I'd fallen asleep with him holding me in the past, yet my heart was racing even more now than back then. Because you're slowly falling in love with him. It's so cute. Night before the event. The following days flew by. I can't sleep. The next day, Sammy sent me home earlier than usual to be sure I was fully rested up on the eve of the event in order to be ready for anything. Yet I couldn't fall asleep. A bit of it was from excitement, but beyond that I felt apprehension swell within me. In a force of habit, I reached out to my grandmother's amulet at my bedside. Squeezing it, I tried to change my train of thought. The Kushiro bell, huh? The bell I understood, but the Kushiro part, I could figure it out if I looked it up, but Hiro might tell me if I asked him to. And will he really come to help me? As I mumbled, a smile spilled over my face. Knowing Hiro, it was likely that he'd tell me it was a pain and leave it at that. called you because I have business with you. I wanted to give you this. If anything happens, ring this. I'll come to you right away. Even if he didn't come, I wouldn't be too mad. I was really happy, after all, that Hiro was looking after me. Well, it's best if I don't have to ring it. Hold on, I have to sneeze. I have to sneeze, but it won't come out. It's like right there. Okay, no, it just went away. I hate that when it's like a tickle in your nose and you're like, I gotta sneeze. And it just sits there tickling and it just won't come. It kind of went away, but like, anyway. I wasn't going to let my guard down either, and Chief Tokiwa would be there too. I've got this bell if all else fails. It might be a waste if I give it back without ringing it. Maybe I could try, just once. Don't do it now. With such careless thoughts, my unease began to slowly melt away. Eventually, I fell into a deep, comforting sleep. Event day? Day of the event. The day of the event had arrived.
Hey, Ayakashimori! This water gun's broken. You mind changing it out?
Oh, yes, of course. Here's a spare. I was in charge of the competitions in the Amatsuna district and ran about here and there. Hope there are no more water gun issues. Now I've just got to check on the Ningyo. The plan was to have the inspector, Admin Manager Kaneda's son, be brought from the real world shortly after the event kicked off. I wanted to talk with the Ningyo one more time before then. It's entirely possible they'll feel too anxious after all, now that the day's actually here. They may find it difficult to refuse to go on, and although there was no telling if they would change their minds, I thought it's better to ask. If they change their mind, they don't get their jewelry. I'm just saying. You don't get paid if you don't perform, girls. I went along the stream, flowing through the field of autumn leaves, arriving in an empty place. We set up a folding screen facing the river so the Ningyo wouldn't be seen changing before the dance competition. Hello, it's Spacey. Can I come? Byobu Nozoki? Hello? A pale blue face, a body clad in white with no feet, what one might call a ghost of a woman, suddenly appeared from behind the screen. Oh, okay, so it's a lady. Oh, it's you, Byobu Nozoki, hiding behind the screen again today? Have we ever met Byobu Nozoki? Byobu Nozoki. Yeah, I think that's Byobu Nozoki. Anyway, have we met her? Yes, I grew tired of keeping watch of the Ningyo, so now I'm playing some peekaboo. I see. Some Ayakashi are stranger than they look. The Ningyo didn't want to be watched by anyone as they changed, so I'm on lookout duty. Oh, I see. Thank you very much. Please keep up the good work. Oh, I'll be on the lookout for any peeping toms. With that, Byobu Nozoki quietly vanished from view. Oh, I guess Byobu Nozoki can become invisible. Maybe that's why I only see her so often. In fact, I only saw her around folding screens, so the chances were slim. Living around Sakuratani meant there was always another Ayakashi to meet. With that in mind, the Ayakashi who were in fact cooperative with the Ayakashimori were worth their weight in gold. I knew that some of them were on our side as much as some might protest. If not, they wouldn't come out to see us. I must do whatever it takes to maintain trust. The familiar thought was stronger than ever to me. After greeting Byobu Nozoki and heading deeper beyond the screen, Ningyo appeared in the water. Oh, you're here. We thought you might be here soon. Hello, how are your preparations going? Oh, we'll show everyone a wonderful dance.
I hope you're looking forward to it, too.
Thank you. During the competition, I plan to bring that inspector I talked to you about before. Are you still willing to talk to him? Yes, sure.
We promised, after all.
Thank you so much, really. Oh, and as a gesture of his gratitude, Chief Tokiwa bought these accessories you asked for. If you'd like, please dance with them on. Oh, wow, thank you. Even after we asked for stuff that was so expensive.
You're all so kind. Now we'll dance even better with these on.
I'm glad to hear it. The Ningyo turned their backs to me so I could fasten their necklaces and earrings for them. Finding Hiro. Now then, I hope I can talk with Hiro before we fetch the inspector from the real world. I feel like it would have done, I mean, I guess it's implied, but I feel like it would have done nice for them, for us especially, because we're so worried and we want to make sure we protect them, to be like, just so you know, if anything happens, the chief and I will be there, we'll make sure he doesn't do anything weird. You know what I mean? Like, if you feel unsafe, let us know. You know what I mean? So that they know we're on their side. I'm sure they know. I just feel like we could have just reiterated that, just to make sure. Because we don't want this motherfucker fucking up our shit. You know what I mean? Like, we're on, like, you know. I mean, I feel like the Ayakashimori have done enough that maybe a lot of, like we mentioned before, okay, some of them trust us, but we don't want to fuck that shit up. You know what I mean? We don't want to become on shaky ground. We don't want, like, any of them that trust us to not trust us because of this guy. So, you know, I just feel like we should have said something. Anyway. I still didn't know in the end if he would participate or not in the drinking contest. I really want him to participate, though. I wonder how I should convince him to get him to do it. Hey, as I walked in thought, Takao called out to me. Takao, have you come to watch the Kappa Ningyo competitions? Yeah, just thought I'd watch with these guys. But Takao was the crow tango he usually played shogi with, and on Moraki, shouldering his large feathers. I guess Hiro doesn't intend to stop by, does he? Actually, he did leave his place.
Although he was asleep in a tree we just passed.
I feel like the crow should have a more crow-like voice, but I just don't know how to do a crow-like voice right now. Huh, he actually got out, but he's just sleeping. Why not go see him? There's the drinking contest in Makatsui, right? I'm sure he'd wake up if you gave him a good kick in the rear. I'm not gonna kick him in the rear, though I think I will go try talk to him. Will any of you be participating in the drinking contest? Well, if Hiro's participating, no way any of us would win.
We'll come and cheer. The Oni are pretty good, and I wouldn't really like it if the Tengu lost.
And they're right. If Hiro's not joining, then I can. But if that's not the case, I'd rather just drink on my own. I see. I was just under the impression that you enjoyed competitions, Takao. I just keep losing to him. If he weren't around, more of these things would swing my way. More of these things. There were double things in there. Lots of things in there. I guess Hiro and Takao's relationship is pretty complicated. I do think they're friendly with each other. If Seimi and Akuro are friends, then these two must be more like friendly rivals. Deciding not to go to Amama Mansion, I followed the Crow Tengu's instructions on where to find the tree where Hiro slept. Oh, there he is. In a particularly large tree, Hiro was asleep, surrounded by red autumn leaves. I inhaled deeply, readying to shout out to him to try and wake him, when a thought occurred. Right, what would happen if I rang that bell? I took out the bell I had stored in the jacket pocket of my uniform and gave it a swing. Oh, don't do it. What? Hiro, who hadn't made the slightest movement up until now, suddenly rose up and then... With a tiny yelp, he fell from the tree. What? Hiro, are you okay? In a panic, I rushed over to Hiro, laid flat at the base of the tree, glaring up at me from below. I didn't expect for this to happen. Oh, guess this Tengu barked up the wrong tree. I tried to make a joke to ease the tension, but Hiro just sighed. He seemed like he was incredibly annoyed. Firstly, I didn't bark. I fell. Also, I told you only to use that when something serious happens, didn't I? I'm sorry. I just wanted to try it once, thinking I might not be able to use it when it actually mattered. Besides, this is one of those times. I really needed to wake you up and drag you off into the drinking contest. See? Stop with the crazy logic, you idiot. Ugh. I thought something serious had happened. He looked away, shunning me, and I felt sorry all over again. I'm really sorry. You really intended on rushing over to me when it rang, didn't you? Of course I was. I told you I would. He's like, I'm mad because you saw me panic, thinking something happened to you, and I didn't want to admit that I was panicking. Aw. Why are you smiling? You're a creep. I'm sorry. I was just so happy that the lazy Hiro could be serious about helping me. He fell from a tree. Are you hurt anywhere?
I'm not so frail I'd get hurt from that.
Well, that's good. So, do you want to come with me to where the drinking competition's being held?
So this is what you call serious, huh? I can take that away from you right now, you know.
Hiro spoke while smiling happily. Seemed like he wasn't truly angry about using it for something not so serious. No, he's just slightly ruffled because he was like panicking and he was like, oh, wait, you're right there. Oh, how dare you see me panicking about being worried about you? He doesn't want us to know that he loves us. Anyway, no, don't take it away. You promised you'd let me have it for this event.
I'll confiscate it if you misuse it again.
I understand. Oh, I have to get going. Do your best to win, Hira. I'll come back to Amala Mansion to see you.
Sure.
I wonder if Hiro will try if I encourage him. Holding those faint hopes in mind, I head toward Nakakuni to go meet the inspector. I thought I'd feel nervous to see the inspector again, but with the power of this bell and Hiro's kindness, I found myself very calm.
Dun dun dun!
Anyway. Chapter 6 still? Or are we in Chapter 7 now? Let's find out. Chapter 6, Ripples in the Heart. Ripples in the Heart, and this is, Well, see, this is what I wonder. These are not the side piece things. You know what I mean? Because even though it says they're in Chapter 4 and 6... Wait, no, wait. Yeah, no, it's so funny because this is a side bit. I was just curious because I was like, wait, I feel like I remembered Hira's perspective things happening in Chapter 6. And it was 4 and 6, and this is Chapter 6. But that's not the title of it. So they are different than ones like this. Because I was like, the ones for Shiratsky, we read, obviously, right before we started Hiro's route, and well, I don't remember reading them. So, yeah, okay. But I think... How do you go? Okay, you can go to the flowchart for a second. Okay, so you can't go... Those haven't popped up yet. But I wonder if the one in Chapter 4 popped up. Okay, there it is. So the one in Chapter 4 is there. Oh, we can go to it now. I'm not gonna, but we'll do it at the end because whatever. Anyway.
After a sudden arrival, I see her off just as she vanishes again. I stare off into the distance. Well, I guess I can sit here and go back to sleep. Unable to close my eyes, I hear a familiar rustling of feathers, and Takao lands nearby. Ugh. Takao's so annoying. Dealing with him is so annoying. All he does is boss me around. But the contest later is going to be a pain, too. The hell are you doing? You're joining the drinking contest, right? Hurry up and get over to Makatsui. Why did everyone decide for me out of nowhere that I'd enter the drinking contest? I never even once said I would. Well, I guess it's better than the other stuff, like the dancing, the sumo, or the water fights. Her especially. And not only is she making me enter, she already decided that I'd win. Just how much worse could this get for me? On top of that, I told her to save that bell for emergencies, and she used it to pester me awake. I should have taken it back from her. I shouldn't have even given it to her. I just know this won't be the last time. Hey, Takao. What? Do I get something if I win the drinking contest? Is there a prize? You know, Spacey explained this to you. The winning Ayakashi gets an assortment of salty or sweet snacks. An assortment of sweets. Some human women have an affinity for sweets. And though I might be mistaken, I think I heard that a long time ago. I wonder if she'd enjoy that assortment. Look at that! Ah! He was like, God, she's so annoying. I wonder if she'd like the snacks if I win them. That's so cute. Gotta get in there and try. For her, you know. Don't decide for me if this is for her or not. I entered the competition for another reason. I just wanted to, that's all. No other reason. That's all. He's trying to convince himself. It's so cute. I love it. Oh. So funny. Chapter 6, Guide. Whoa, so this is where Ayakashi live, huh? Never thought it'd be so impressive. We're gonna make him sound as much of a tool as possible. Probably costs a lot, right? I completely get why Dad wanted to tear it down. Oh, but I'm totally against that, okay?
Sure, I do hope you hold on to that sentiment. Sakuratani is a very important place for both Ayakashi and humans, after all. I picked up Kaneda and escorted him as the two of us strolled around Amatsuna. Although he was still arrogant and uttered some disconcerting opinions, he mostly seemed to have good intentions, so I felt relieved.
Thanks to you teaching me all this stuff, I just realized how opposed I am to that. Slowly but surely. Oh, what's that building over there?
I'm about to take you there. Let's go. Also, what he said about not being interested in anything other than a Ningyo was truthful, as he paid little mind to the other Ayakashi we passed. I mean, I would be like, what the fuck is happening? I'd be so fucking overwhelmed after 5 minutes with all the different Ayakashi and everything. I want to go meet Shiratsuki so I can pet his tail. Can I pet your tail? Can I pet your ears? Look. Anyway. In fact, he was far more intrigued by Sakuratani's unique townscape and scenery. Although Hiro does have, like, wings and feathers, and I am a crazy bird lady. So, I mean, it kind of would work for me, too. Like, let me pet your wings. Well, I guess that's okay. It'd be problematic if he did something that might scare Ayakashi, who didn't know why he was here. Of course, before that happened, I'd stop him. Or Chief Tokiwa, who watched from afar with his shikigami, would do something about it.
Tokiwa's just skulking around.
He's like Kronk in Emperor's New Groove, like,
sneaking along walls with his
fake little theme song going. That's just my headcanon. Teacup Tsukugami. Oh. Right, because he's actually a teacup. I was like, what is a teacup? I'm like, I forgot. The Tsukugamis. Tsukumogamis aren't the... He's like, after... It was an Ayakashi Romance Reborn. It was like, you know, after something is like 1,000 years old, a ridiculous amount of years old, it's like, all of a sudden it becomes imbued with the spirit and it's alive. That's terrifying. All your antiques have spirits in them. That's freaky. No wonder why weird shit happens in my house. Anyway. Oh man, I think I'm drunk.
Me too, yeah. Wow, Ayakashi drink too? I guess it's because today's supposed to be some sort of festival, huh?
Oh, yes, there's that too, but there are plenty of Ayakashi who just like drinking.
Right, that's so interesting.
I think the drinking contest should be over around now. I wonder if Hiro ended up entering. I checked the time, quietly thinking to myself. No, never mind that. There's still time before the Ningyo dance. I'll take him to Amawa Mansion. Hiro said he'd meet with Kaneda, but I wonder. Though if he changed his mind, Takao should be there. Yeah, did he win the drinking competition and he's shit-faced? Oh my god. In either case, one of them should greet us. Or they might be both drunk. You told them to enter a drinking contest. And this place is called Amawa Mansion, and the Shirei lives here. And that person represents everyone who resides in Amatsuna, where the Ningyo live.
Huh. So a Tengu's the representative. I mean, Tengu seem pretty smart, and also pretty high up among other Ayakashi. They're hermits, after all.
Hermits, right. They do live relatively longer than other Ayakashis, so there are some who are very knowledgeable or philosophical. Though, like I said before, like humans, there are all sorts of personalities amongst Ayakashi. The kind-hearted and the lackadaisical, and the kind-hearted lackadaisical.
Lackadaisical! Now that's interesting. They really do sound like humans. So can I meet one of these, I guess, smart Ayakashi? I didn't want to meet a Tengu, but I do want to see the inside of this mansion.
Yes, I'll take you inside. The Shirei should be inside, so I'll introduce you. We enter Amawa Mansion and proceed down the hallway. I can hear a number of cheery Ayakashi. I wonder what's going on. Curious, I step inside to see... Oh god. Can't wait for this.
Congratulations, Hiro!
You finally showed us what kind of Shirei you really are. Oh man, who knew this power he was hiding was the best in the world? Look, he's blushing. It's so cute. At the center of a mountain of snacks piled high and cheerfully rowdy Ayakashi was Hiro, sitting as still as a statue.
Oh, it's you. And he's the guest, huh? Are you a Tengu? You look so normal. Your nose is short and your face isn't red. Takao's like, what? You look so normal, you're almost hot.
What? I mean, Takao's hot. Takao... He mentioned what he'd do if he was a punk, so I threw Takao a desperate look to get through this as peacefully as possible. And then Takao nodded without saying anything, and answered Kaneda in his usual tone. I'm not that kind of Tengu. You're here to see the Ningyo, right? Oh, good. Though not necessarily in the friendliest way, thanks to Takao's tactful approach, I went to talk with Hiro with one eye fixed on Kaneda. Hiro, what happened? Celebrating something? There's so many snacks. It's the prize, obviously. You organized it. Huh? The prize? You mean... I looked at the mountain of snacks, realizing this was the prize for the drinking competition. Makatsui was the venue for the drinking contest, so Sammy was put in charge of proctoring it, though I recognized some of the sweets I helped choose. Hiro, did you enter the drinking competition? Did you win? What are you talking about? You're the one who told me to win. And now he's blushing. You told me I got these snacks for you. Huh? Hiro seemed a bit different than usual. In my pause, the other Tengu updated me.
Hiro's a strong drinker, you know. The only Shira in his aid were no slouches, though, and he drank a crazy amount to win.
Yeah, that was enough to make any other regular Ayakashi collapse and die. just feel like the way I read that was just... That was enough to make anyone die.
Just so uninterested in the fact that you just said people were gonna die.
I see. I was just happy that he entered, but on top of that, he was even trying to win. Hiro, nicely done. You sure did your best, huh? I was so moved I squeezed Hiro's hand as his body wavered about. Look at it. It's like...
Hey, so... That Tengu just now wasn't the smart one, right? Is this one really him, then?
This... Oh, poor Takao! Oh, Takao is standing there like... This motherfucker... Starts rolling up his sleeves. This motherfucker just called me stupid? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me introduce you. Now wasn't the time to compliment Hiro for escaping from being a shut-in. In a fluster, I let go of Hiro's hand. And Hiro's like, no, stop, come back. This is Amatsuna Shire, Hiro. He's a Tengu, just like Takao.
Oh, wow, he looks really young. Can't believe he's way older than me.
Hiro's like, everyone's older than you. You've had the fucking brain power of a goddamn infant. Ayakashi don't always look their age, you know?
Right, but in this town, he's the number one Ayakashi, so he's got to be the strongest.
Right, Hiro's very I glanced away from Kaneda and spotted an unpleasant look on Hiro's face. Hiro's like, I don't like him. He's near you. Oh no, we're upsetting him. It was a bit earlier than scheduled, but I should end this meeting early and head for the Field of Autumn Leaves. Then I'll show him the autumn leaves and make sure he talks with as few Ayakashi as possible. Then I can send him straight home. That would be the most painless way to handle it. That's all that could be done. Alright then, how about we get moving to the Ningyo's dance competition you've been so eager to see?
Oh, really? Wow, I feel so excited.
Takao, Hiro, and everyone else, I'm so sorry. I shot everyone a knowing look with that in mind, be like, alright, just go this way. Mouthing it. Takao and the Crow Tengu nodded in understanding, but... Wait. Oh, look at this CG. Hiro just grabs us by the arm. I don't want him anywhere near you. Is Hiro getting jealous? Maybe he's jealous. Nice. Yeah. Cute. His little blushy face. Which could also be slightly drunk face. I don't know. Either way. Anyway, wait. As I hurried back out of the reception room, Hiro grabbed my arm. Take this. Huh? The prize. I don't need it. You take it. Are you sure? But it's not like you don't like sweets, right? I said it's fine. As he repeated himself more adamantly, he lets go of my hand, gathers bits from the massive amount of sweets, and pushes them onto me. You're like, I won this for you, and then you shut up with another man! It's like, you knew I'm just touring the guy around here. Seriously.
But he's drunk and he doesn't know. Anyway. Hiro... What was Hiro feeling right now? It was hard to imagine without having a little more time to talk. Thank you very much. I'll gladly accept them then. I think this was the right way to answer him. Hiro continued to stay quiet, but I think I saw him look a bit more relieved. I'll make you some snacks someday in return. Just hurry up and go. Right, later then. I'm sorry to make you wait. Let's go. After getting all the snacks that were given to me stored in my purse, I called out to Kaneda. That's so cute. He's like, wait, take these snacks. It's dangerous to go unprepared without snacks in your pockets. You're going to a dance competition. Watching her and that weird man leave made my stomach turn. What am I doing? Hiro, you must be glad you gave her some. You worked hard for that Ayakashimori, right? No, I really didn't. That was just convenient. I entered the drinking competition on a whim and happened to win just because I can hold my drink. I gave it to her out of convenience. He's so bullshitting himself. So opposite. He's like, I'm gonna win. She likes snacks, right? I'm not doing this for her. He just keeps repeating that to himself. If only that weird human wasn't around. That was a bit unfortunate, huh, Hiro? Shut up. I'm going back to my room. None of this was a bother, but all of a sudden it became one, and I cared little about the affair. With a sluggish body, I dragged my feet back toward my room. You're like, too bad that dude was here. And he's like, stop it. Takao should have been like, too bad that strange, handsome human was with her. What? You think he was handsome? And Takao's like, not really, but I just want Hiro to get jealous. Just want him to fucking admit he's in love with her. Little wingman Takao. Literally, because he's got wings. Anyway. Now I've gone and done it. I tried so hard not to upset the Ayakashi. But it's still not the time to be dwelling on it. I'm still escorting Kaneda for his visit. Hi, I know. If you need to go sit, you get your place over there, buddy. I'll thank him properly later for these snacks. Feeling the weight of my bag that suddenly became heavier with Hiro's snacks, I continue monitoring Kaneda, who giddily watched the Ningyo. Wow, Ningyo really are pretty. Even more so than I imagined. Yes, I think so too. I do hope you'll be able to make a beautiful piece from it. Yeah, I will. It seemed true that Kaneda liked Ningyo, and his eyes sparkled much more than when he interacted with any other Ayakashi. Well, I mean, we introduced him to a lot of beautiful men. If that's not what he's into, I can understand why his eyes aren't going to sparkle like ours. We're like, yeah, the Ningyo are pretty and like shit, but like, have you met our boyfriends? And then our side pieces that come with our boyfriends? If you met the package deals? Like... And that concludes the Ningyo's dance contest. Please give a round of applause for the Ningyo. I'm running out of weird voices. Anyway, as the competition ended, Kaneda displayed an enthusiastic show of praise for the Ningyo. Thank you, that was so great. You were right. There are so many different kinds of Ayakashi, but like, I'm into these because they're hot. I thought they'd attack us and I'd get to see you fight them off, but now I see they're nice ones if you just get a chance to talk with them. Thank you very much. I'm happy you think that. And at that mansion, like the Tengu there, that smart one didn't talk at all, but the short-haired one was nice. He's also smart. He must mean Takao. Yes, he's very caring. And the Hiro, he was a bit quiet today, but he's a very kind Ayakashi. I'm sure he is. I sensed his obedience when he gave you those snacks out of nowhere. Obedience? I wish he'd think before he spoke. But hearing this assessment from him, I felt that for now, I could consider his visit a success. With that thought in mind, I quietly throw Chief Takiwa a glance, who was monitoring us from a distance away, hiding in the shrubberies. Just his eyes peeping out. Doing his freaking... I need to watch The Emperor's New Groove again. Pull the lever, Kronk! But you know when Kronk's gonna go... throw out Kuzco's body, and he's just skulking through the city making his own theme song, like hiding, and everyone's like walking by, like, just pretend we don't see him. I just imagined Chief Takiwa doing that in the background, rolling it through the bushes, and you're like, why are you doing? Shikigami's like, the fuck are you doing? You could just walk like a normal person. I just need to imagine in my head.
Oh, God. I'm gonna choke to death. The chief gives me a small nod. With a signal, I address Kaneda again. Lastly, how about we go meet the Ningyo? I explained to them about your visit, so I'm sure they'd be happy to meet. What, really? I can't believe I get to talk to Ningyo. They're facing us from the stream over there. How about you wave to them? In the middle of my sentence, Kaneda ran off toward the Ningyo, completely focused on them. Huh? For a moment, I observed how happy he must feel to speak with the Ningyo so casually, but then, all of a sudden, I returned to my senses. No! Please stop! Don't go any closer to them! I screamed both to stop Kaneda's advance and to warn everyone around us there was an issue. At the same time, Koya ran ahead and put a barrier between the Ningyo and Kaneda. What the hell is this? Kaneda unsheathed a knife from his pocket and cut through Koya's barrier repeatedly, but it didn't waver. It's not even like, yeah, and he goes, I ran off. He's now got a knife out? That's psycho. Why does he have a knife? Of course such things were forbidden here. The staff member from the real world with Kaneda should have made sure he wasn't armed in any capacity before I picked him up. Does that make him an accomplice? I was dumbfounded, ruminating on the idea, when Kaneda stopped attacking the barrier and turned to face me. Is this your doing? Take it down! If not, you'll get hurt instead of the Ningyo. Got that? Whips out my bell. Fuck you, buddy! Koya's ears prick up in response to Kaneda's comment. I shot a glance toward Koya to calm him down. No, don't move. If he were to try and protect me, that would weaken his protection for the Ningyo. I said hurry it up! Come on! He said you're gonna get hurt instead of the Ningyo, and I'm definitely not dropping the barrier now! Almost getting cut, I desperately dodged him. Look out! I'm fine! I have to do something about this. If Chief Tokiwa or any of the other Ayakashimori got involved, they'd settle this in an instant. But if we injure him by using our techniques, I could easily imagine the Ayakashimori's position weaken, as well as Sakuratani and the Ayakashis. Please calm down. We'll release the spell. We'll release it, so... You should have just listened to me in the first place. I'm sure the Ningyo would have escaped in time. I bought them just enough time. All I can do is use my own spells to protect me, or let Koya protect me, and... Ring the bell, dumbass. Before I could act, Kaneda lunged to pin my arms behind my back and pointed his knife at me. Actually, I changed my mind. You were trying to let the Ningyo escape, weren't you? I must meet a Ningyo no matter what. And you would have if you hadn't run off and you acted like a psychopath. You Ayakashimori treasure the Ayakashi, but I wonder if they, or another human, is more important to you. I could see the Ningyo on the other side of Koya's barrier, unsure of whether they should run away or come back. No, at this rate, I can't protect the Ayakashi. I wanted to do something, but I couldn't do anything on my own. Hiro! I rang the bell I had stored in my pocket, practically praying for help. There was a sharp ringing I thought could be heard from anywhere around me. What did you do? Kaneda knocked the bell from my hand. At that moment, his hold on me weakened, and I fell forward, trying to escape. You used some weird spell again, didn't you? Why'd you have to go at... Before I could get myself back up, I could see the man ready his knife again. No. Without thinking, I closed my eyes. Huh? But after 2 seconds passed, I still hadn't felt the pain of being stabbed by a knife. Because Hiro's got the man in a chokehold, probably. Why? Duh. Look at how pretty he is. He's so lanky. Oh, hi. Hello. Yeah, so, this is nice. Look at that belly button. Spacey notices the strangest things in CGs. I mean, somebody was bound to notice. I'm just drawing your attention to it. Oh, that's his pretty fan that he made. But I'm actually more impressed. Like, that's nice and all, but it's like the shirt's billowing open and you're like, oh, hello. What's with the fancy straps on your pants? They're kind of hot. Like, but you're like, oh, he's wearing a normal gray shirt. No, but those pants. What's going on with that? Especially because, like, your pants are already low on your belly, and then they got those strappy... Sir, your pants are... hello. Hi. I'm just saying. They're giving us a slight sneak peek going on. I should not be allowed to play these games. Stop it. Anyway, I'll just let you. Because we but seriously, what is with this? They're not normal pants. They're like low rise. Those are like about to fall off, and then they just have like little like leather strappy things going on. I mean, it ties in nicely with the choker. I'm just saying, but also like, hello. I'm just gonna need. For science. I think for science, we need to see how these pants work. Anyway. I open my eyes and jumping into view is Hiro's back with his long ashen hair flowing. His hair's kind of more green, but that's okay. What's the meaning of this? A flustered Kaneda, mustering all his strength to thrust the knife forward, was stopped effortlessly by Hiro with just a single uchiwa. It's the one with the materials I gave him. This was the first time I had seen him use it. You monster! Get out of my way! Without answering, Hiro narrows his eyes. With a flick of his uchiwa, he sent Kaneda flying into the air, helpless and pathetic, before eventually slamming back into the ground. I knew you were after the Ningyo for their meat. He believed his lie and came all the way here. What a load of trouble this has been. Hiro? Let me tell you something. Immortality means becoming a monster. You won't live forever, and you won't look like a human. And you still want it after knowing that? I already heard that from that woman there, that you won't remain human if you consume a Ningyo. Is that right? As if I even care, and no one else would. If I produced an elixir that promised immortality, it'd make me richer than my wildest dreams. True. If so, we truly are fools, and those who seek your poison and those who seek to profit from it. Hiro elegantly moved his uchiwa, sending Kaneda's body flying left and right, as if he were some kind of marionette. Hiro! I stood in shock at his anger. No, his hatred. I had never seen Hiro flare up like this, but I returned to my senses. I have to stop him. You know, you think you monsters can retaliate against humans? Enough already. Stop talking. Even this trash is supposed to be human. Why? Hiro, stop! There was a loud clash as Hiro's attack hit the barrier I raised. I moved to protect Kaneda, who curled up in a ball in front of Hiro. Why do you protect that human? This isn't the Hiro I know. Hiro in this moment had an unfaltering drive to do this man harm, while pouring out tremendous spiritual energy that enveloped the whole field. In this state, am I at risk as well? My mind took me to a dark place for an instant, but protecting Hiro also meant protecting Kaneda. But out of fear, I couldn't form the words. You won't answer me, I see. How selfish of you, considering you're the one who called me here. Hiro, It wasn't Hiro's anger that intimidated me. It was the immense, godlike power within him. Even though he was an Ayakashi, Hiro was usually someone I could confide in. But I stood in awe of his magnificent presence glowing in that field. Your voice is shaking. Are you scared? I'm sure you are. I'm a Tengu, not a weak human. Hiro, why? Why was Hiro saying this? Why was Hiro looking at me in such anguish? Hiro, that's enough, don't you think? At some point, Chief Tokiwa had caught up right beside us. I mean, he wasn't that far away. Did he get stuck in the bush? He was like, I was tangled up in the, I'm sorry. Spacey's injured. We have to see to her right away. Besides, it looks to me that you don't actually want to hurt her any further, right? Hiro turned his back to me and Chief Tokiwa, folding away the uchiwa he was holding. And this is a pain. I don't want to think anymore. Just do whatever. Never bother me again. Hiro! At the end, while glaring at me, Hiro practically spat out his words. Before I realized it, he flew away from the scene. He's mad we're protecting this human. He's jealous.
Spacey!
As Hiro departed, Sammy ran over to help me back up.
Damn it! Do you think you'll get away with this?
At the same time, Chief Tokiwa captured Kaneda, who was taken away by Shikigami. Beyond them, my Ayakashimori seniors attending to the Ningyo, helping calm them down. Oh, good. At the very least, I was relieved that none of the Ningyo or any other Ayakashi were hurt. Except for Hiro's feelings. Oh, he's mad at us. We had to have this. Oh.
Why do you protect that human? Just do whatever. Never bother me again.
Oh. None of them except Hiro, that is.
Spacey, I'm sorry. I put you in this danger, even though I was here.
No, it's fine. There was nothing you could do. That's a load of bullshit. But I was told to stay on my guard, but I let myself be fooled by his demeanor. More importantly, is Hiro all right? Both Hiro's words when he left and Kaneda's words that he screamed aloud made me feel anxious.
Let's talk about that later. For now, we have to see to your wound.
Wound?
You're a cut on your arm. Oh, you didn't even realize it, huh?
Oh. It seemed as though Kaneda managed to nick me with his knife as I noticed blood soaking through my clothes near the cut.
This is pretty serious for the admin manager's idiot son. So if he were actually a normal person, he wouldn't be able to complain much, but...
Sammy tried his best to comfort me, but he sounded just as worried, and I headed back to Nakakuni with the two of them. Bouncy ball! Bouncy ball! Not really sure what the bouncy balls were. Change a chapter? Nope, chapter 6 in the end. But anyway, we're going to stop here. But in the end, we're stopping at the in the end segment of chapter 6. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.